All right, welcome everybody to another episode of Don Talk. We here. Today's topic is who was I before I became a dad? So before we get into intros, we jumping right into some normal or foul topics. All right. So, all right, we diving right in this one. Have you ever hid in your bedroom because you needed 10 minutes alone to yourself?
Yes.
Well, that's normal.
Yeah, that's normal. All right.
Hey, I'm doing it right now.
Yes, sir.
I've done that. I've done that. Yes. Telling your kids you're broke when you just don't want to buy them anything.
That's foul.
I don't say that I'm
Go
broke.
ahead.
Nah,
Yeah.
not that I'm broke, but I definitely tell you ain't getting it.
Yeah.
I experienced my father telling us I was broke, but he really wasn't. He just reached his threshold that he didn't want to spend under. I tell my daughter, I just don't have the money right now. Like, let's think about it. So,
It's
yeah.
tied up in investments. Yeah, we
Yes,
can do
right.
that.
All right. Being excited when plans get canceled because you can stay home.
Absolutely.
100%
Normal.
normal.
When
100%. Yeah.
both of my boys play basketball, and when I get that text, bing, and the coach is like, "Oh, it's raining outside, cancel." Oh my,
Yes. Oh, man.
bruh.
Right. Man.
All right. So y'all can answer this one because I only got one child. So having a favorite child, even though you'll never admit it.
We can't even admit it on here, right?
Yeah, it's not.
Hey.
It is a kind of a trick question because it is no favorite. I mean, everybody says that there is no favorite, but there is something different about them both that you like and dislike. Like there's this kind of, I love this about them, but I could do without this, just like anybody else. But no, not a favorite.
Well, I'm kind of the opposite, man. My kids has asked me that before. Like, man, who's your favorite? This fun question to ask. And my response is who is ever listening to me at that time.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I say. Who's your favorite? The one who's listening.
Deion
If you listening,
Sanders,
you're my favorite.
Okay.
Deion Sanders ranks his kids all the time. I don't know if it's jokingly or not, but he ranks them all the time on social media. Saying you number one now. So hey.
They have their days, man. That's for sure. They have their days. It's like,
Yeah.
Man, for real.
All right. So missing your life before you had children.
yes.
That's normal
Yes,
for me. Normal for
that's
me.
what my book is about. We'll talk about that a little later, but that has a lot to do with my book.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we gonna save that. We gonna save that question like later.
All right. Yeah. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. All right. Pretend you was asleep when your kids wake up so your partner can handle business.
Bruh.
You try to do that in trouble.
I'm gonna go one further because see, I'm the stay-at-home dad. So when we had our kids and they were young, once she was done breastfeeding, that was all on me anyway. So, but what I have done is that like creep, and you got to be quiet because you don't want them kids to wake up. So it's like, you creep into the bathroom, creep into the kitchen. I'm putting socks on. I'm trying to slide just so I don't step on no crunch and no crack. Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
Or how loud that creak in the house, like, wait a minute.
I'm like, man, why the ice machine so loud all of a sudden? Like, why?
Hey, so my daughter, like, if I do that, I swear my daughter will smack me in the head. Like, I'm like, did she just smack me? Almost like she calling my bluff. And she always win. I ain't even front. She always winning.
This is one I took. That's when you were sleeping?
That's when I'm sleeping.
This is one I always took full advantage of, secretly enjoying a work trip because nobody needs anything from you.
I'm the stay-at-home dad, so I didn't have that experience, but the couple of, fellas trips that I take, you absolutely slow rolling it, baby. I'm walking through the airport with a nice little glide. Ain't no rush. I'm sitting down at the bar with my headphones on, ain't nobody asking no questions.
Man.
Yeah. For sure.
I've definitely, as a single parent, I loved and thoroughly enjoyed work trips because that was like a mini vacation for me. Like I knew my daughter was taken care of, staying at her friends or family's house, and I'm partying up at this work trip.
Hey, honestly, same. But after day 2, I'm ready to get in my own bed, man. I ain't even front. ready to get
Right.
my own bed, ready to
Daydream.
do ready to do some married stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like 1 and 2, yeah, that's definitely walking through that airport and just with man, just it seemed like the whole thing is silence.
Yeah, man. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a lot to be said to be, when you're in relationships or taking care of children, you always have to be on point. You know what I'm saying? You
Hmm.
always have to be aware. You're always, you know what I mean? You're always conscious and looking around and again, funneling questions or giving directives. And when you by yourself and you don't have to ask what somebody wants to eat or if anybody hungry or do you want to stop over here? No, you just do whatever
Yeah.
you want to do, bro. It's a good time.
Yeah.
All right, all right.
Absolutely.
So that was a little normal foul. I think we all kind of on the same page with all that. So, moving on. Everybody asks a man what kind of father he is, right? But
Hmm.
nobody asks what becoming a father did to the man. So, Manasseh, finish the sentence for us. Before I became a father, I was.
Free. I was free. Free like a little bird. Flapping my wings all over the world, trying to figure out where I was going to land.
What
And
age?
then I
What
landed
age
on
was it?
family. And I've been on this perch for a minute now.
Hmm.
How old were you? Your first kid?
My oldest is 15, just turned 15, and I'm 50.
All right, Dar'Ron, you finish the sentence.
Yeah. Hey, I was about to say, man, you need to edit my answer out real quick.
You don't got to
Because if you
answer. You
talk
don't got
about
to
the
answer.
first answer that popped into your head, that was probably not the. All right, first answer that popped into my head was more happy. Very first, I ain't gonna even front. And I don't want to get it twisted. I'm definitely happy with my kids as far as who they are as people. But that was the first thing that popped into my head, and that's what gets me in trouble. I ain't even lie.
Mhm.
Saying the first thing that popped into my head. Um, the f- I was, mm, I would say, less stressed. But I was chill.
Yeah,
Now I'm on security detail 24/7. So like, yeah. What about
I'll
you,
be.
Mike?
Yeah, like here's Oscar got answered. Like Oscar got truth. As I was writing this, I don't know because remember I just got injured, so I was on my track career thinking I was about to become a track professional, and then I just got injured, and then next thing I know, I have a daughter. So I'm in this space where I was trying to figure out who I was and what I was doing anyway, and then my daughter came along. So I actually don't know. Like before I became a father, I actually don't know because I was trying to figure it out at that point in time.
yeah,
Mhm.
So,
yeah.
but the answer to the next question, I could 100% answer this. So after you became a father, I became what?
More serious. Everything became more serious. Everything became very much more of a drama than you know what I mean? Than like that free flowing. And not because like the experience was necessarily dramatic. It's just a lot to have to kind of accept all at once. The responsibility, the responsibility to me is paramount. It's just so huge. I don't know how anybody takes it lightly. So it's like the moment that they come into this earth, it's like, yo, like this is on me. This is on me. Everything is on me. And I mean, if you got somebody to help, obviously that helps, but you go
Right,
into
right.
it, give it 100.
Yeah, yeah. I would say after, let's see, what says, and after becoming a father, I became proud, right? And I ain't gonna even front, man. Most people they floss their money, they floss their houses and cars. Man, I know my family is all that. I'm proud of what my family has accomplished. I'm proud of my kids and what they've done. So I'm walking my chest out. And yeah, that's what it is, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I became driven with a purpose. Cause like I said, I was in that space where I didn't know what was going on, trying to figure it out. Found out I had a daughter, immediately went to like, all right, I got to take care of business. what I got to do to set. I literally went into what I have to do to set myself up for the next 20 years to make sure she's good.
Yeah.
And that's where my
right.
mind started working. I started working towards just that. So that was it. All right. So now we got the little firecracker round out. So all right. Welcome again, everybody. My name is Michael. We got our co-host Dar'Ron. Manasseh, tell us who you are, man. And you got to tell us who you are and tell us how you doing. When we say how you doing, really how you doing. None of that, oh, I'm good. Can't do that.
Yeah. Understood. No beating around the bush around here. Let's get right to it. My name is Manasseh Thornton, Manasseh Thornton. I'm originally from Youngstown, Ohio, born and raised. All my family is still back in Youngstown. I have 4 siblings, 2 older sisters, an older brother and a younger brother. My parents, my dad just passed a couple months ago, Robert Thornton. We call him Mercy. So RIP to Pops. My mom is still active and doing her thing, and she's in Youngstown as well. So yeah, I come from that breed. Graduated high school in '94, went straight to Wilberforce University, near Dayton, Ohio, in Xenia, Ohio. And man, I did 4 years there. Wonderful, great experience. One of the best times in my life. That's where I met Dar'Ron. And we both are Alpha brothers. I pledged Alpha there. And and once I left there, I started my social work career. And I've been in social work for over 20 years, doing everything from children's services, foster care, adoption, working in group homes, working in the prison system. I've done everything with being a community advisor, working in between parole office and probation and court systems and stuff like that as well as doing anger management and parenting classes. So I've kind of done the whole gamut of the social realm and just been in that sleeve. But once we had our first son, I became a stay-at-home dad. As a physician, we've been married for 21 years now. And
which is sorry. First of all, sorry to hear about your pops. Like I got to say that. Like man,
no doubt.
Know how it feels to have a parent pass away. But man, you're living the dream that every man watching this is like, dang, how can I do that?
Yeah. Hey, they think it's a dream. They think it's a dream.
We're going to find out through this conversation. We're going to find out.
They think it's a dream, but there's a lot more to it than sitting back and relaxing and doing your thing.
Right.
Like there's a responsibility level. There's a murdering of the ego that has to occur. I mean? There's a lot that goes along with this particular lifestyle, and it ain't for everybody. I can tell you that. It's not for everybody. So for sure.
Cool. Now, how you doing? Like in this moment, how's life? How are you doing? No, we got to give the realness. The problem that we have as men, we don't talk about what's really going on and express ourselves. So this is your time.
Yeah. I've never had a problem being connected to my emotions or any of that stuff, or being vocal and communicative about that. My dad passing was the biggest death that we've had in our family to date. We've had some uncles and aunts and grandparent, but my a parent is it's tough. It's tough to lose a parent. But he was 94 years old, lived a long, fruitful life, and was surrounded around his blood, sweat, and tears. His fam surrounded around his family. Died in the house that he bled and sweated over and whipped our butts all over and all of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that transition, that rites of passage, I'm coming out on the other side of that. And starting to stand on his shoulders. So I'm good, man. I am. I don't want to think that I'm dodging that, but it was a tough few months. It's been a tough 6 or 7 months, that whole process before he died. The family having to take care of him, and we got nurses in the home. I live in Miami, so I'm the only one that's not there. I'm trying to fly back once a month just to do my due diligence and put my eyes on them, I put my hands on them and all of that. And so the last 6 to 8 months have been tough, you know what I mean? And the thing that you have to endure is not only is the grief of the death coming, you can feel it coming, life's still going on. I still got 2 kids I got to take care of. I still got basketball practice I got to go to, even though all of this stuff is happening. People, don't realize that, people are going through real things, even though they have to show up with a smile on their face. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
They have to show up to this job. They have to show up to this meeting. They have to show up to these things and still live life, even though they're going through a divorce, or they're, a parent is dying, or, a sibling, one of their children is hurt, or, those things are always happening. So I'm coming out on the other side of that. I feel good. I've been hitting the gym heavy, just trying to, people be looking at me in the gym. I'm like, I'm exercising demons in here. Like, y'all call them exercise. I call it exercising my demons.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work that shit out, like, for real.
I hear
You
you.
know what I
No,
mean?
that's
So I'm in
Yeah.
there
Oh yeah.
putting that work in, trying to get through, some of the hurt, some of the pain, some of the, the obstacles that kind of find its way into your path. So, but as of today, dude, I'm feeling amazing. Had a great workout today. My family is good. Everybody healthy. So we rocking.
I hear you. That's awesome. Awesome. You sipping on
Hey,
anything?
man, murdering of the ego. That's the nugget for me. He said murdering
You
of
have
the
to, you
ego.
can't be in this.
Hey,
What we do
I-
as fathers, as parents, I'm not going to just,
yeah,
relinquish it straight to men, but, like you said, we don't always have the platform, but as fathers, man, it's like when you're trying to do it the right way, like you got to remove your ego most of the time. There's so many things that like you want to do or want to say or catch yourself saying that you got to run back because you got to pull your ego out of it. It don't have nothing
yeah,
to do with you, really. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like it does, but it doesn't. It don't have nothing to do with your feelings. Your feelings gonna get hurt. Your feelings gonna get pulled on. You just
Mhm.
have to be able to maneuver around that. And if you sit your
Right.
ego down, it's easier to be able to live in that system.
Absolutely. So and that's for me, man. I have a whole lot of if I was the best way I can explain it, and Manasseh, you know this because you know as far as the parenting or even Mike, the developmental process of a child, right? If I was 5 years old, I'll be having a tantrum right now. Right. So we know a temper tantrum is just like a whole bunch of emotions balled up into one, and it's just like an explosion. Right. So that's how I'm doing. In my mind, it's like I just heard some really like not so good news about, a close brother of mine, so that, I didn't, that kind of hit me from the left, you know what I'm saying? So, and the extra stuff that's going on, with me in my home. So how am I doing? Is a temper tantrum going on right now. So if I snap, I love both of y'all brothers. I just don't want to let you know that
We
now.
prepare for it. We prepare for it.
But I can compose it, right? We got to. We have to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm in the crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Right this second, I'm trying not to freak out because my daughter's going through some health issues, and then um, she's epileptic in essence, so she has random seizures, and her phone is dead. Last update was at 7 hours ago at work, and her watch dead. I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't heard from her.
Yeah.
I can't call her. I do want to call the store, but I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
freaking out, so I'm like borderline trying not to freak out right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I need something to sip on today, because
Yeah. Right.
yeah.
Understood.
But then last time this happened, like she was like, "Oh, my phone just died. I just charged when I got back home." Like she's so nonchalant about it that,
Mm-hmm.
but the parent in me is like, "What the hell's going on?" So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that angst don't ever go away, right? It's just always sitting right in the pit.
And Taylor is what, 24?
26. Yeah, she's
26.
26. So it's
Right.
like, yeah, she's 26. So
Right.
it don't go away.
It don't
It
go
don't
away.
go
I got a
away.
15-year-old. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
This
I don't
is
want her
never
because
gonna go away. This pit, this little feeling in the pit of my stomach, just never gonna go away.
Man, everybody say that. I'm actually looking forward to being a granddad. I mean, not soon. Let's get that straight. I
Right.
mean, hold on. And what I mean is, hey, like you, Manasseh, I wasn't really, prepared for what God has blessed me with. I wasn't prepared for it, right? But man, my grandfather was so cool. I'm like, man, it seemed like it would be cool to be a granddad. You get your grandkids money, you know what I'm saying? You walk around driving a Cadillac, and you suited and booted. Man, I want to be a granddad. I never looked at the dad and said I wanted to be a dad. I wanted to be a granddad, man.
You
I'm
never
not
hear
there
me
yet.
say that.
Right. I ain't there yet. Hey, more power to you, sir.
Yeah, you got that.
Everybody sipping on something?
Yes,
Everybody
sir.
cheers,
Yeah.
cheers. All right, cheers, people. You know.
Yes.
All right, so let's dive back into it. So, all right, Manasseh, you got a book called Uncharted Territory, right?
Yes,
You got it
sir.
with you? Pop it up on the screen. All right, we're going to throw a link on here so people could check it out. So take me back to the man who entered this territory, right? Who was Manasseh before you was called dad? And does a part of that man still exist as a father?
So my wife and I were married for 6 years before we had our first child. Neither one of us were really trying to have children when we first got married, and neither one of us was really talking about kids at all, to be honest with you. So, I was married. I was, doing my social work thing. My wife and I are kind of moving around because of her medical stuff. She's going to her residency here. She's got to go to a training thing here. So kind of bouncing around doing my social work thing, but I'm searching for what the next step is.
Right.
And for myself, you know what I'm saying? My career, what am I about to, push myself into next? And so I had a lot of optimism on things that I was trying to move myself away from social work for a bit, because I was just kind of felt burnt out. I'd been doing it for about 17 years at the time, and it was like, yo, I'm ready to try something else. So my wife's cousin had just opened up a restaurant. I went and helped him do that, and was like working in there from the ground up, and kind of just blood, sweat, and tears, equity type thing. And so I was finding myself in this very interesting place where the freedom of like what to do next was like real. Like I'm just kind of like, all right, man, I can step into what now? Like I was thinking about bartending. I was thinking about doing this, just to kind of subsidize until I really made my way into what I wanted to do. And then when we found out we was having a child, it's like the brakes for myself kind of like all skirted. Like it was just like a complete, like all of those thoughts just completely stopped. I couldn't even think beyond this child anymore, really. All I could think about was like how I'm gonna provide for this child this way. What am I gonna do? Like it was all child, no, like nothing else. And so a portion of that dreamer died a little bit. Like the wind came out the sails. I won't say died, but like the sails were up and it was blowing me somewhere. I don't know where it was blowing me, but it was, you know what I mean? The wind was blowing me to a space. And I was enjoying trying to figure out that trajectory. And then when you find out that you have this responsibility, for me, it just felt like the wind kind of came out of that sail.
Did it die or did you kill it?
I adjusted. I don't know a lot about boats, but I adjusted whatever was happening to slow that boat down and focus in on this.
Got you.
Like
Okay.
I'm a person that kind of wormholes. So it's like, if I'm in something, I'm in it. Like I'm all the way in it. And I'm not really focused on anything else other than this thing. And so
Right.
it was like, all child, everything checklist, trying to figure like nothing about myself no more. It's all about this kid. And so a part of those dreams kind of had to subside. And I just dove into this family thing, like 100%.
And
And
then,
so since then, I've been climbing out of that. And now that they're older, right? I have a 15-year-old and a 13-year-old. They're more self-sufficient. I don't have to, be there the way that I had to for the first 10, 11 years of their life. So now I'm finding myself trying to figure out where that wind is again to put
Oh,
me
yeah.
back
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
that feeling, right?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. Uncharted.
So
I still don't
Is,
know
so,
where
is
I'm at
is
or
that
where.
one of those situations where You know, you hear people say, I'm trying to find myself. Is that similar to that? Or
Yeah, it's that.
okay.
It's that right. You the trying to find yourself is that you walking in the woods and you at some point you just pick you pick a path. You know, there's
Yeah.
multiple paths. You're walking through the woods. You're like, oh, I'm gonna go left, or I'm gonna go right. When you by yourself, it's fun. But when
Yeah.
you got this responsibility, it's like, well, shoot, let me look at this path and see if
Right.
this is
Right.
the way we're supposed to be going.
Let me look down there. Let me look
Yeah,
down
let me
there.
peek down here, see if this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I would love to
Yeah.
try the left one and this right one, but nah, let me just stay on the narrow. Let me just stay right here. And
The
so some of
safe
the
path.
creativity, some of the
Yeah.
freedom for me kind of got quelched.
But you're in a space, like you said, you're trying to find it. So
Yeah,
that's
I'm in a
good. It's like
space now where,
it was
the
put on
writing of the
pause.
book was therapy, was trying to get me out of that, which, got me outside, got me talking to people, got me getting the story out, people kind of being perked up like, man, I never heard people like really talk like this before. I've never
Yeah.
heard this story quite like this before.
Mhm.
And so that has gotten me out. And then, people like you guys, like, just hearing my story or hearing me speak and just be like, man, I would love to talk to you on my platform or whatever. So I've been offered those opportunities here and there as well. And now I'm starting to see a little bit clearer.
Mhm.
The plans are starting to come in place now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I'm starting to be like, okay, let me dabble in this and try this out. And that's part of the thing too, the fear, bro. Like, because I stayed steady and didn't take chances, or you know what I mean? Like I'm always trying to stay. I'm not gambling. I'm never gambling.
Right.
I'm
Stay
always
safe.
a steady route. I don't care if it take me longer. I'm taking slow and steady because I don't
Hmm.
like all of that drama, right? But like now I'm like, I need to try some shit I ain't never done before. I need to take myself out of the comfort zone and just try it. If it don't work,
Yeah.
it's fine, but who knows where you land, right?
And you even explained to him, man, this is like therapeutic for you.
It was, for sure.
Yeah. You said it was. Now, what about now?
Well, it is. It's all still
It's
therapy
still
because I
it's
still
still
got
there. Okay.
children to raise. I'm still raising children. I'm still that, there'll be possibly another book at some point. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Just because I'm not done. I'm dealing with teenagers now. I wrote this book the first 10 years of their life, like, from the time they were born up until like 10. So, I mean, there's a whole nother portion of this that still has to be written. And so I'm still learning. I'm still adjusting. I'm still realizing my weaknesses. You know what I mean? Having to adjust how I parent because I'm still talking like my dad sometimes. And it ain't this right. It ain't the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Right.
times are
Right.
different. My approach has to be a little different than the way my dad did it. It was like, because I said so, but like that ain't necessarily always the way, especially as your kids get older and start having real freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? When they're younger, you can kind of be like, because I said so, all right, the conversation is over. But now, if you want them to talk to you, if you want to have a real relationship with them, you got to be open and you got to be prepared to hear some shit that you don't
Yeah.
necessarily want to hear.
Yeah. So,
Now, go
oh,
ahead,
go ahead.
Dar'Ron.
My bad, Mike.
So your first child, did you go right into being a stay-at-home dad as
Right?
soon
I
as
mean,
right in?
day
So is it
one,
safe to say that this book wouldn't have happened if you wasn't a stay-at-home dad?
no. But I might have been living in Spain somewhere or something.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, my life would have been different. I'm not saying it would have been better
Yeah.
or worse. I'm saying it would have been different, though. Yeah.
Wait. Would it be better or worse? Well, I don't know.
It would have been,
Bang.
I can't say if it would have
Hey.
been better or worse.
So, what part of the man still exists?
Man, I'm all of it. I'm still all of who I am. But life takes little digs at you. You know what I'm
True.
saying? It's like a
Yeah.
boxing match. Like at some point, your ribs start hurting. So you don't, your little bop that you had back in the day might be a little different now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now you got a little lean when you walk. It ain't that I don't still have I just don't, life, man, death, loss. You know what I mean? I've lost a lot of people in my life as far as friends, like early, like, you know what I mean? Just, I've been
Yeah.
almost like surrounded around a lot of death. I know a lot of people, so I guess it's just par for the course. But just little things in life take these little digs and little gut punches, and it does change you. It changes your posture. It changes how you look at how people attack and not attack. And you know what I mean? It's just that whole trying to accept how life has come at you and that it's not fair all the time. At the same time, you still want to be humble. You still want to try to come off and, with the right attitude and the right posture. But life does have a way of kind of taking some of the air out of your sails. So I don't move at the same speed. Let's say that. But I am the same. I am most of the same man. I'm a lot of who I used to be, but I'm also a bit of what I never was.
And much better shape.
Oh yeah,
my man,
for sure.
My man is shape now, man.
Sure.
Hey,
for sure. Even though my body hurts more than it ever did, I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my life.
That's awesome. That's amazing right there.
Yeah.
Say at 50 to say that, that's great.
50, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That's awesome. All right, another game time. All right. So before kids and after kids, we needed like an explanation of each one of these things. All right. So Friday night, what did your Friday night look like before kids? Look, y'all think about them Wilberforce days.
Yeah, this is my wheelhouse right here. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Man, I mean, look, it was classic. Like on a Friday, I would be in text a few of my homeboys, what time you getting off, what time we meeting at the spot, or we go, like, whose house we going over first to get the pregame going. Like that was the rhythm. Like it was like, where we meeting? Oh, I heard a spot. Oh, somebody playing live music at so-and-so. We hitting that. And then we doing something else. And then what's Saturday and what's Sunday. And that was my weekend.
Now we're talking about before we had kids and marriage, or just the kid part. Which we talking about?
Let's say,
which Friday night are we talking about?
Hey, let's just stay with the kids, because you can still do a lot of that fun activities with the wife with no kids.
Friday night, chill.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling, after a long, like I said, as far as you already know, it's so sport. I just want to chill, man. And like I said, if it's that time where my wife said, "Hey, I want to go out," because I'm a homebody.
Mm-hmm.
I love being at home, but my wife, she likes to go out. So if she want to go out, we'll go out, do what she want to do, because marriage is a compromise, and we got to compromise. Go out, do my thing, but I come back, man, I'm taking off my shoes. I'm staying up until my body says, go to sleep. There's no bedtime on Friday night. None.
Yeah. I had my daughter early, so I didn't, like, when everybody graduated school and would start living life, I was a full-time parent. So I could say even in college, I was a student athlete. So I was one of those student athletes that didn't do nothing. I put everything into track. So like I would go to a party, but then it was like by 11 o'clock, I'm like, I see y'all, I'm going to get rest, But I will say once I got hurt, like I had one semester of freedom, I'll say, was the semester I got hurt, with 2 semesters. Semester I got hurt, and then I didn't have to be at practice from 2 p.m. to 8, So now I'm like, what does regular students do? I went to therapy and physical therapy, and then I had all this free time. So I started hanging out with all the black people on campus. I'm like, this is what it's like all the black people hanging out. And they bar hopping, and they all ended up at somebody's house playing dominoes or spades. I'm like, this is what it's like. So that's the time where I really start to enjoy myself. So yeah, like that's my experience of a Friday night.
And Mike, remember, it was single parent. At that, man, because you did a lot. I mean, you had a village, definitely. You had a village,
100%.
But like you definitely, like, single parent doing this thing, man. And you did a great job with it, brother. You did a really good job.
Appreciate it. All right, so now the kid comes along. What does that Friday night look like now?
Wah, wah.
Hey, chill out.
Wah, wah. Man, somebody got a practice after school. Somebody got an AAU game after school.
Play something.
Yeah, man. Boo, my boy.
Right. And it's like, you look at your clock. I'm like, man, I'm sleeping. It's only 6 o'clock.
Only 6. Cat still got an hour and a half, 2 hours of practice left. sitting in the
Right.
parking lot, sitting out in the
Right.
parking lot like some simp. Like I'm just
Hey.
sitting there doing nothing.
And I just go there to see my kid play. Or I do. I'm sorry. I go there. I want to see my kid. Or if I'm with a friend, I go in there to see their kid. But if they not there, I'm like,
Man, hey, look, I'm so invested. When I start seeing them playing bad, I go out there. I be like, Coach, can I say a word or two? I'm like, your energy is off. I'm out here. I'm right in the parking lot watching all of y'all. You over here walking. You over here. My son be like, Dad, please. I'm like, nah, man, I can't take it. Been here for 2
hilarious.
hours just seeing sloppy ball. That's all, sloppy.
It's hilarious.
oh man. What about that bank account?
Heck yeah. What's up? Oof.
Listen, my wife and I she just sat down and started doing this new budget, bruh. And my God, when I was talking about them gut punches, yeah. Here come the
Now-
gut punches. That
now I have
bank
to
account
ask-
is trash.
I have to ask, like, what field of medicine is she in?
She's an anesthesiologist.
Okay, all right. So they be making bank, man. Because
Hey,
if you don't
listen,
stay
man,
asleep, you in big
we
trouble.
live down in South Florida, man. This life down here expensive.
I spent 7 years in Miami, so I definitely know.
It's expensive down
And
here.
I'm sorry that you a stay-at-home dad in Miami.
Hey, you can't afford for me to leave. Like, I leave the house, it costs money.
Oh man. I would say, man, yeah, the budget thing and all that type stuff, but I don't know, man. I don't even know how to phrase it, right? It's just saying you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. Ting ting, 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 like everything. So it got to the point where just for fun, I'm like, what can we do that doesn't cost nothing? So I thought, wait, how about going to the park? Like, no, because they're gonna want ices, they're gonna want to go to get something to eat, they're gonna want to do this, they're gonna get. I'm like, okay. So how about going down to the best thing to do is go to a relative house, go to some cousin's house, but we don't have that out here.
Mm-hmm.
We do have my mother-in-law, thank God for her, right down the street. You know what I'm saying, that we can kind of take them to, and they just have fun there. But everything costs. Right? You know how people say make money, while you're sleeping? Well, kids, you spend money while you're sleeping.
I mean, between the athletics or whatever extracurricular they have, I got 15, 13-year-old boys, and they like just
Wait,
right
what size
around
shoe they wear?
5, and these cats is eating us out of the house.
What size shoe they wear?
One wears a 10, one is they both about the same size, so they which is crazy. One is 15, one is 13, but they the same height, they're the same size.
Hey,
Yeah,
once they get to
wearing
11
like
and a
10.
half, I'll send you all my 11 and a halves.
Bro.
Right.
That's one thing that
ain't
I
no
don't
shame
let.
over here, my guy.
Yeah.
Ain't no shame.
That's one thing I don't let
Listen,
my bank account affect is my shoe game. I got to keep my shoe
They
game
ain't
up.
making these shoes the way they used to. These dudes coming out of shoes once a month. I got to go get some of them shoes for these guys. It's unbelievable.
Man. And they play ball too?
Man, they eating, bro. I bring in a bushel of damn grapes. Them shit's gone in a day. I can't keep no food, bro.
I eat mine in the car.
My wife was like, we got to hide some of this stuff. I'm like, God damn.
That's hilarious.
Oh man,
It's killing it, bro. It's crazy work. Like, it's crazy.
Grow fast, though. They grow fast. So has anybody's card changed? Like from the pre-kid to kid? What type of card you had before the kid?
I still had I had a truck, but I had a truck back then, but I had some bang in my truck though. I had some 10s in my boy. That thing sounded real nice, you understand me? But now all I got is tennis rackets, basketballs, and stank.
Hey,
my car smelled like an athlete.
I had, let's see, before I had a E320. I had like Infinity Coupe. Like, man, I was loving it. Giving that to my sons for helping me get that. But now, like I said, now there's an SUV. Well, my wife, she has an SUV, and I got a truck, right? But I let them know they're not comfortable in the backseat of my truck. I'm comfortable in the front seat though. Because now there's no eating in daddy car. There's no having fun in daddy car. All you can do is bob your head to the music in daddy's car. And guess what
Really?
happened? Guess what happened, Mike and Manasseh? What do?
They do
Eating.
it. They do it anyway.
How
They
about
eat.
how you doing that? 'Cause I mean, I tried that, but I feel
Yeah,
right
it's
now
just like,
that
man, just forget it.
yeah, I got breadcrumbs and snack attacks all underneath my seat. I got canisters. All man, listen,
Man.
no respect. Feel like
Wait,
Rodney
Mike,
Dangerfield. No
hey,
respect.
Mike. So you had one, so your rides have been really nice, though, man.
But see, that's the thing. I was like Manasseh. I had a nice sound system, and then when Taylor came along, I tried to keep it, but it didn't work out. So like I had to get something. I still tried to stay in that Volkswagen family and keep it souped up and all that stuff, but I couldn't have the 210s in the back and all that stuff, But I always stayed in the Volkswagen family for sure.
Couldn't fit the nitro in there.
Now I had to get rid of that too. I had to get rid of
Different life, baby.
Man.
So, because we talked about a few of these already. So, like, what was the definition of fun pre-kid and post-kid?
Again, for me, it was just the lack of real responsibility. I mean, even when you marry, you know what I mean, you're responsible to your spouse, but we individuals, you know what I'm saying? You got your own 2 feet, you know how to rock and roll, you do your thing, I do my thing. But when you got these kids, man, that level of responsibility is just so enormous to me. So it's that. Like I never like I think like Dar'Ron said, like I never had that much like anxiety or anything before I had kids. Um but I feel like anxious a lot more often than I ever did before I had children.
You said fun before and fun after. Uh, Honestly, I had to tell myself having fun with my children is beneficial, not only for them, but is also beneficial for me. Right? I had to tell myself, and what helped me is the fact that it keeps me fit. Right? Playing with your kids, like your kids play ball. It keeps you engaged. It keeps you moving, and that's what I have to do. So anytime my kid tell me, "Dad, can I play?" I usually be like, "Give me 5 minutes or something." I never say no, unless I'm like really doing something at the time. But even then, I'll say, "Give me 5 minutes." So, um, I would say my definition of fun before kids was just sitting on the couch watching some TV and just relaxing my body, because my career field, I don't, we moving so much and we dealing with so much. We don't want to see bad stuff anymore. We don't want to see sad people anymore. We want to just kind of have that good energy around. Like we got to, right? So even the TV shows I watch had to be some good energy within that show. Now, after playing catch with my son, man, like he still want to
Dope,
play
yeah.
catch with me, man. It's fun. It is fun. Like, and you can just see you from them. When you play catch and they miss the ball, to now you can throw it as fast as you want, and they just like ooh, and like so they don't see that, but we do.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
see
Yeah, yeah.
we see that we can really pass it to them like they're little men. Like I can throw it without being delicate, right? So just having fun. It is fun to me when my son asks me to play catch with him. Hey, Dad, you want to go play catch? I'm like, yeah, yes, I do
Yeah.
want to play.
Yes, I do.
Still, so
Yeah. Now that my boys have gotten older, it is more fun. I
yeah,
mean, when they were younger, to play around with them, see them learn new things and stuff like
you're
that.
like, oh man, I gotta go chase after this ball.
Man, but that's why we had two. You know what I'm saying? It was like, look, I'm not gonna be playing with you all the time, Playboy. You got a brother, don't do that. But it's now that they're older, like, you know, my youngest son is into hip hop and making beats, and so he loves going to the record store. He'll be like, "Dad, can we go to the record store?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" Like, record store, sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And my oldest is into basketball, so watching him develop and do that kind of stuff is always fun too.
Yeah. I know with Mike, man, I mean, you talk about it a lot, just like the what you and Taylor have in common with the shoes. Man, when I say man, his daughter, man, I don't know. I don't know how to pick out nice shoes. You know what I'm saying? But I don't. I just, give me some what do you call them? Them
Hey, dude.
EQ, huh?
He wants
Hey
some hey,
dudes,
dude.
I'm good.
Hey
I,
dudes.
but people look
Hey,
at
hey,
Mike. Look at Mike.
hey, don't be talking about my hey dudes now.
Hey, that's that fun after kid thing. That's that after kid shoe.
Hey, don't be talking about my hey
I
dudes,
was just
dog.
in a thread with my cousins talking about them damn hey dudes. I call them elderly old classic ones.
I got 3 pair, man. Come on, don't talk about me.
My cousin was like, "Man, they're so comfortable." I was like, "I bet they are."
Yeah,
They're like,
play
I
ball in them,
use them
your
for house
ankles will be-
shoes. They're
Yeah,
like
I can
great
see
house
that. I
shoes,
can see
man.
that.
So, wait. But I think for me, like, it was like you, Jerron. I was a homebody for the most part, watching movies, but it was a type of movies that changed.
Mm.
It went from the
Mm.
action, cursing, all this other stuff to like the Disney cartoons. So like I went through a period of time where, I mean, that's all I remember ever watching. And then when she got old enough and she phased out of it, I was still stuck in the cartoons
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
was so used to it. And then I'm sitting here, why am I watching this stuff?
Yeah.
Over here watching Teen Titans Go. Ain't no kids in the room. I'm over here like,
let it go. But you had 2 boys, Manasseh, right? So was your cartoon different?
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, the cartoons I was kind of cool with, like, you know, Blazing the Monster Machines and stuff. Like, they were watching stuff that I was kind of cool with watching. And like like you were saying, Mike, that just that gradual, like I was into all of the hip hop and all that. I listened to other stuff too, but when I had my kids, when I had my first son, I played nothing but like hip hop with no cussing. So, you know, it's all, you know, like mostly like, you know, Heavy D and Rakim and EPMD and playing a lot of the
Yeah.
old stuff just because it's just less cussing in it. Until I was able to get to that point where, you know, we can rock with whatever we rock with. But yeah, man, like with the cartoons and stuff, I was rocking with them. I still watch a couple of the joints that they used to watch and that they watch now. So, but it was the music, like Mike said. I had to like curtail the music a little bit, but they got a little bit of everything. So they taste buds, you know what I mean? They palate for music is pretty eclectic for kids they age.
Yeah. I can't wait for y'all to get to where your kids, my daughter's 26 now. So like me and her could go to the bar and hang out and go out and kick it. So like it's a whole different experience.
How is
'Cause
that?
like
How is going to the bar with your 26-year-old daughter?
Right.
it's
And you know,
fun.
Looking like you robbing the cradle. I know you got a lot of explaining to do, sir.
They'd be like, I'd be getting weird looks. She get carded every time because she still looks 16.
Yeah.
She hates when I say
she
that.
does.
So she gets carded every time and she gets like, oh, like I'm 26. Like, but it's fun, man. Like, but here's the thing, especially as a girl, I had a friend when she on her 21st birthday, my friend was like, hey, we need to take her to the bars and like reach her limit so she knows what her limit is. And it's better to do that around some people that's gonna trust and take care of her than her try it on without anybody. It was the most amazing and great idea, but it was also the worst night ever because the after effect of
So
her.
you got your daughter drunk. That's pretty much what I hear.
Yeah, you're right.
My daughter
She
got my daughter drunk, and she looked like the drunk girl that I've always seen. And it scared the shit out of me.
Like, can they call Adult Protective Service?
She's an adult. She was an adult.
She was an adult.
Yeah.
But what he was like, all right, baby girl, so right around 2.5, you need to stop.
Yeah,
dog. She was throwing them back. Like, I was like, I know she done drank before. Like, I know she done drank before. So she was throwing it back. Like, we went to a bar. It was it was 6 of my friends. And granted, this is 5 years ago, so it's 6 of my friends. And we all, every single one of them brought her a shot. And she's just like, ah, and she's just throwing it back. And I'm sitting here like, yeah. So we bar hopped into a couple spots. Probably about 2 hours in, we go back to one of the homies' house, and she's still going at it. And like I come from a long day of work, and we started playing games, and she's still throwing it back, playing games. We got pizza. She's still. It seemed like she was not gonna stop. So I was like, all right, y'all, like, can y'all take care of her? Cause I'm about to pass out. So I went home. Lo and behold, 30 minutes later, my friend calls, was like, she's done. Like, she started slowing her words, started like tilting, stumbling, and this is playing games. So she said, we're coming home. She didn't even make it home before she started throwing up. Then, I checked on her in the middle of the night. She's in the bed of throw up. Like, it was just constant caring for her the whole night because she got toe up. And then the morning, when she actually woke up the next morning, she don't remember half the night.
Job well done, Howard. Job well done.
But but that's a great thing. Like, she knows her limit.
For sure.
And she knows after 2 or 3 drinks, I gotta back off.
But isn't it interesting how dads we go by teaching our kids? You know what I'm saying?
Like, I got that idea from a female friend.
Yeah, but you decided to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. You know what I mean? Because, and I tell my kids this all the time, like, anything I tell you is for life. It's not for right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way we were, I believe, the way we were built to teach our kids how to survive knuckleheads like us. I always call men knuckleheads, because we could be knuckleheads in our 20s. You know what I'm saying? And even in our teens, and we just want our kids, our daughters and sons, right? We want our sons to look out for those gold diggers, right? If they're going to use you for your money, make sure you know that that's what they're using you for, so you can kind of think accordingly. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the lessons that we teach are life lessons. They're not right now lessons.
That's a good point too. And like, you can see that based on our conversation we just had, we had fun as a non-parent, and it transitioned to a different type of fun. Still fun, but just different type. So is it okay, Manasseh, I'm going to direct this to you. Is it okay for a father to say he misses who he was before kids?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like, again, this is part of the book that I wanted to bring a voice to, is that, and not just fathers, man, mothers too. Like, the reality is that a lot of people, this is the one thing you can't take back, right? You can get unmarried, you can quit your job, you can move to another place, you can do all of these different things to kind of undo the decision that you made. This is the one thing you can't undo, right? And it's like, once it's here, some people regret it. Some people like, man, I don't have the temperament for this, or this, this was never meant to be for me. I was watching a video of a content creator. I believe she's an Indian woman, and her mother and her mother's sister. And she's asking them about parenthood and what they enjoyed the most. And these ladies are stoically like, nothing. Like, absolutely nothing. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like it. Shouldn't have been a parent. Like, they are very fortified in their and convicted in their decision, in their belief. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean that, like, I don't love my children. I don't have to give a disclaimer. Like, I love my children. I take great care of my children. I have a good relationship with my children. Like, but yeah, I think that it speaks to the honesty within us that, people want to make you feel like you're a bad parent if you admit that you kind of don't want to do this. Like, I should have never done this. This was a mistake. The other part of it is, a lot of people have kids with people they should have never had kids with, or circumstances in which they should have never had kids.
Right.
And if you ask them, would they, if you ask them, would they would they do it over? Like, if you could do it over, would you still have this kid? And people be like, no, I would, and my life changed. Nah, be honest. You would have never slept with that guy if you could have done it again. You know what I mean? Or that woman. You would have never had that one night stand. You would have never done, you might have waited, maybe the same person, but a couple years later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I say it a little differently.
You know what I'm saying?
I say it a little differently because like I said, I love my daughter.
Mhm.
And her mom wasn't a part of her life. So I still wanted her, but a different mom. You know what I'm saying? So I say it that way because I saw what she went through and still has some stuff linger around today of my parent didn't want me. My mom didn't want me. And as a 26-year-old, that still affects her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't say I don't wish of not having her. I just wish it was probably with a different mom that would have stuck around. So your book, based on what you just said too, your book talks about, emotions that parents sometimes don't want to discuss because of their fear that they have of being alienated or ashamed to admit those things, right? So, so let's finish this sentence. Like, I love my kids, but like, let's talk about the emotions that go there. Is there anything that your book discusses that you have realized that you have admitted in the course of writing this book? I love my kids, but.
Yeah, but I never should have had kids.
I told you, right? I told you.
I don't know what else you want me to say.
I gotta stop laughing. I gotta stop laughing.
But this is not an indictment on my children. That's the thing.
Right, right.
There's this realization that I have, and I can't speak for anybody else. I speak for myself specifically. There's a realization that I already knew, though. I knew it before we had children. There's a reason I never really wanted to have children. I never wanted kids. I never had a desire to have kids. It was never in my playbook to have kids. I wasn't even sure if I was going to get married. I always wanted to get married, but I wasn't sure if I was going to get married. Right. And so when I met my wife at like 28, I'm like 28 at the time. I was like preparing to like go into like the Peace Corps, go overseas. I was kind of like, I was a nomad. I was just trying to figure life out. I was trying to figure out where I belonged and where I felt most comfortable. At the time, I was in Dayton, Ohio, which is where I ended up meeting my wife. But I was in the process of going into the Peace Corps and doing like a 2-year deployment over somewhere into another country. I'm supposed to have an interview in like November. I meet my wife in October. I meet my wife. I'd almost fall like immediately. We go on one date and we're together every day after that. And like, that's literally our history. Like, I've met her, we went out one time and we've been together every day since. And so this thing where like, you're trying to figure out, like, what you're going to do. We get married. Neither one of us want to have kids. And it's like, man, we 6 years in and we ain't pregnant. Right. And we kind of getting used to our lifestyle. Like 6 years of being married with no kids, like we doing whatever we want. She'd be like, I got an opportunity to go. Let's go. I can find a job anywhere, social work. It don't matter to me.
Yeah,
like, right. You know what I mean? We were in Baltimore for a year. We met in Dayton. We moved to Detroit. After Detroit, we were in Baltimore, back to Detroit. Like we were moving. And then it's like, now she's getting older and that biological clock is ticking. It's like, well, if we're going to have kids, we probably need to start having them right now. And it's like, oh, why would we do that though? That feeling, bro. I always had this feeling of like, why would I have a child? Like, I don't understand why people be so anxious to do it, because to me, it always felt so daunting. And I had friends that had kids early. Like, I had some relatives and some friends who had kids at, 19, 18, 20, right out of high school or right while they're in college. And I would be looking at them like, yo, that's crazy that you got to go home and I'm about to go. I'm going to kick it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was a crazy dynamic for me. And so that whole time, I never had an ache. I never had this like, oh, I got to have a kid. I got to have a kid. And so that angst that I had about kids before I had kids, I know that feeling now. It's like I have them. I'm like, this is exactly why I didn't want to do this. It's exactly the responsibility. It to me is so.
Yes.
I think people like you think about it too much. I don't think I do. I don't think that I overthink it. I think that it is the single most responsible, like tough job that I've ever had to do. Especially being a stay-at-home dad. So maybe other parents that go to work, it's a different dynamic. You know, you away and you're doing your thing and you just hope and trust that everything is going well with your child at daycare or whatever. But me being there with them from day one, bro, it has been like it's not like a fun thing. It's
It
responsibility.
doesn't turn off.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
responsibility. It's a job. It's like you have fun doing your job sometimes, but it's still a job.
Sometimes you don't want to go to work.
Yeah, I don't have that option. I don't have that option to not go to work as a stay-at-home dad.
I appreciate you, you know, just first of all, his kids know. It's not like his kids don't know. Like
They read the book.
you know, and
The
I
reason
think
they
that's
read
what
the book.
Yeah,
makes
they read the book.
I don't even know how strong your relationship with your boys, but I can imagine it's strong because you upfront with them, you straightforward with them, you know what I'm saying? You give it to them at, you know, at age appropriate levels, man. And I think that's what makes you such a good father.
Appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? You know, because, and I say that because I always say this, I tell you the truth because I respect you and because I love you. That's why I tell you the truth, right? If I didn't, then I'll probably be talking about you in my head.
Yeah. The other part of this about this book as well, though, Mike, is I don't want to overlook is that like there is this it's a multi-layered thing. It's an onion, right? So in the back of the book is the epilogue. And in the epilogue is it's called Things That I Want My Sons to Know. And I really wrote the book initially leaning into that portion of the book. I wanted my sons to know more about me. If something were to ever happen to me, things that like little epithets that I live by throughout my life, things that I learned from my dad, things that I learned from my journey, like just things that I want them to know about life so that they had some kind of roadmap to be able to like ever had a question or wonder like, man, I wonder how my dad would feel about this if I wasn't there. They would have something to go back to and be like, okay, all right, this is how you handle this. This is what a man do. This is blah, blah, blah. So that's where the book started. The other portion of the book came as almost as a therapy session to just kind of get out this feeling that I had about never wanting to be a parent. And you know what I mean? It's like, I know that I can't be the only one feeling this way. And when I would talk to my friends about it, they would be sitting there looking at me like, man, I kind of feel the same way, but they ain't gonna say it though. They just looking at me like, I can't believe you saying this like out loud. Like, that's crazy. And I'm like, dude, like y'all haven't felt like y'all like this shit?
Yeah, that's why I've never understood the movie or TV shows where it's mostly white parents that I'm pregnant. Yeah, like they get so happy, and I was like, I've never met anybody that expressed that from knowing that they was about to have a child.
Exciting. No, man. It was time. It was like, it was literally when we found out we were pregnant, it was like I clocked in. It was like, oh man, this is it.
Now the work begins. Yeah.
This is it. I'm on the job. I'm on the clock. So yeah, man, it's that feeling. But at the same time, man, I've poured my whole life into these kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I can say it comfortably because I know how much I love all my kids. I know how much I've taken care of these kids. I know what I've done. I've been told that I'm a great father by other people. Like I'm not even on no tooting the horn shit, but like people will see me since they were young, see me out and be like, wow, your kids are really well behaved, or like, man, like I've been watching you and your family just is like, that's amazing. Like, they don't have phones. Like, what the fuck? They sit there and y'all talking at dinner time. Like, I poured into them. I know what I've given them. I've given them everything I got. And if, you know what I mean? Like, I got to be honest, though. I'm not going to be like, oh, I can't remember what my life was like before I did it. You know, like, I just can't imagine what life would be like. Nigga, I remember. freedom, fun, like traveling, do whatever you want
They
to
they
wake
don't
up
have
whenever
phones.
you want.
They don't have phones.
They do now.
They do now.
They do
Okay,
now.
okay.
No,
That's a
but
whole
for a
nother
long time,
podcast.
we kept that from them for a long time. So, you know, I mean, but when they was like, you know, my son got his first phone when he was like in the 8th grade. And that was
Okay.
like, that was just because of necessity. He was going to basketball practices. I needed to know when the practices was over. They weren't always over at the right time, blah, blah, blah. So it was just kind of out of necessity. But we've taken that shit a 1,000 times during the school year. They're not even allowed to use it during the week and stuff like that. So, I mean, I've poured into these kids. So me being honest about my feelings about having children is just me being honest. I'm just being honest. Like, I never wanted to have kids. I never wanted to be a father. I never cared about legacy. I never cared about any of that. And then you become a father. And it's like, I got a job to do. And I
Yeah.
do my job. And I try to do it, you know, to the best of my ability. And I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job. My kids are great kids. I wouldn't trade them for y'all kids. And I'm sure y'all kids is amazing. But I
Yeah.
wouldn't trade my kids for nobody kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just saying it in that. Like, I wouldn't trade my kids for nobody's kids. I think they're great kids. But if I had a time machine, my guy, and I could clock back sometime, I can't say that you would know. I can't say that Uncharted Territory be here. I can't say that.
We glad it's here because I'm gonna have to definitely like check
I
it
am
out.
too.
Greetings. This is Manasseh Thornton, author of Uncharted Territory, A Father's Journey, which is a book about my life and my journey as a stay-at-home father, the good, the bad, the unspoken truths about fatherhood and parenthood. You can get this book on all platforms. You can also get it at www.manasseth.com. Thanks.